All right, if you're a developer, you're probably pretty used to having an AI coding partner by now. But what if instead of just a single copilot, you could actually manage an entire team of them? Well, that's the big promise behind Google's new tool, Antigravity. And let me tell you, it's a fundamental shift in how we build software. And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. The early buzz from other developers is pretty telling. When someone says it feels like cursor put on steroids, you know they're not talking about some minor update. They're saying this is a genuine, massive leap beyond the AI assistants we've all gotten used to. So to really get what makes anti-gravity so different, we first have to talk about what I'm calling the single copilot problem. You know how it is with the current tools, right? It's a one-on-one conversation. You give it a prompt, you wait, you get a response. It's a very linear process, and let's be honest, it can be painfully slow. This slide really breaks down that entire shift. We're moving away from that linear, synchronous workflow, which is basically a chatbot for code completion, and we're moving into a parallel, asynchronous model. So instead of waiting for one answer, you can dispatch multiple agents to go tackle different bugs or build out different features all at the same time. It's the difference between having a simple chat and running a full-blown mission control. And that really brings us to the core idea here. What if you could stop talking to a single assistant and just start directing an entire team of them? That's the exact question that Antigravity is built to answer. So, how does Antigravity actually pull this off? Well, it's not just a new editor. It's what they call an agent-first platform. And this represents a whole new philosophy for how we, as humans, can build software together with AI. Okay, so in an agent-first platform, the AI is treated as an autonomous actor. What that means is it doesn't just sit there waiting for you to tell it which line of code to write next. No, you can give it a high-level goal, and it will actually create a plan, execute that plan, and even test its own work, all with very minimal handholding. This completely reframes your role as a developer. Your main job starts to shift away from simple text editing and more towards high-level architecture and, well, team management. You're no longer just the builder, you're the architect, orchestrating a team of highly capable AI agents. So what does this mission control actually look like when you're using it? Let's break down the three core components of anti-gravity that make this whole new workflow possible. First up is the agent manager. Seriously, think of this as your command center. It's a dashboard where you can launch new agents, give them tasks, watch their progress in real time, and then review their completed work. It's kind of like having a Trello board and an inbox for your AI team, all rolled into one. Next, you have the editor, which is going to feel instantly familiar because, yep, it's built right on top of VS Code. But this thing is supercharged with what Google is calling agent awareness. This means you can just highlight a chunk of code and give it inline commands directly. You can say things like, refactor this to be more efficient, or add comments explaining this logic. It's pretty cool. And finally, there's the browser. And this is not just some preview window. It's a fully autonomous agent that lives inside Chrome. It can navigate your live app, click buttons, fill out forms, and test your features for you. It can even take screenshots and record a video of its testing session to prove that a feature works. This automates what is, let's face it, one of the most tedious parts of the development cycle. Okay, so we've seen the pieces, but how do they all come together when you're actually trying to build something? Let's walk through what this new agentic workflow actually feels like. The whole process is actually pretty straightforward. You start by defining the mission, a high-level goal. The agent then generates a plan, which they call an artifact, and it presents it to you for review and approval. Once you give it the green light, the agents get to work in parallel, sending you updates along the way. And finally, that browser agent tests the live application and gives you verifiable proof that the job is done. Now, this brings us to a really key concept they call artifacts, and these are designed to solve the trust gap. In the past, if an AI said it fixed a bug, you'd have to manually go through all the code to make sure. Well, now, the agent produces an artifact, a real, concrete piece of evidence to prove that its work is done and, more importantly, done correctly. And these artifacts are super comprehensive. We're talking about task plans that you can actually comment on, code diffs, screenshots of the UI before and after a change, and even full video recordings from the browser agent showing you a feature working. It's all about verifiable proof. So when you put all of this together, it becomes really clear that this is way more than just a new tool. It really represents a fundamental shift in how we approach software development, and it's pointing towards a much more asynchronous future. The paradigm shift is really from single-threaded to multi-threaded work. your job becomes less about writing every single line of code and way more about orchestrating a team of agents. You move from that classic prompt and wait cycle to a fire and forget model, where you can kick off multiple complex tasks and just trust your AI team to get it done. Oh, and there's also a huge practical benefit to trying this thing out right now. Antigravity actually comes with 50 free Gemini 3 Pro requests every 5 hours. And like one reviewer pointed out, that makes it one of the absolute best deals available right now for a professional-grade AI coding tool. So this all brings us to the big question for the future, right? If these AI agents keep getting better and better, planning, coding, testing, and maybe even deploying applications all on their own, what does the role of the human developer evolve into? It's definitely something to think about.